Good evening, Fort Collins. I'm your host, Jacky Wilson, and this is CTV Talks. Tonight we're getting to know some Rams that are stars on the field or arena, as well as in the classroom. Then get this week's weather updates from anchor Austin Harley. But first, we're here with a CSU cheerleader who has made it to the big time. Welcome, Katie Martin. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So you have really kind of made it to the big time here in Colorado.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so about 2 weeks ago, I tried out for the Denver Broncos cheer team and made it.
That is so exciting. I mean, you just found that out.
Yeah.
This is kind of new news for you.
Yeah, it's definitely still new. I can't believe it's real.
Right.
It's really exciting.
Still a shock. Hasn't really set in yet.
Not set in at all.
That's insane. But you started here at CSU cheerleading, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that, kind of the path that brought you to stardom here?
Yeah, of course. So I've been dancing since I was little and decided to try out for CSU my freshman year.
Okay.
Made the team and have been on it ever since. And then decided that I just wanted to try something new. I've always wanted to do the Broncos, and I just made the age cut off. So
wow.
I just went
for
it.
You're quite young.
Yeah, so I'm not 21 yet, but
okay.
I will be in June, and the cutoff is in July, so I just barely made it.
That's so exciting. And so you started here on Golden Palms, right?
Yes.
And so what was that kind of season like comparing to kind of what you're getting into
now? What I'm
now?
getting into? I think it should be similar. We go all year, football season, basketball season. We do a couple volleyball games. We have promotions all year round.
Right.
And practice in the summer. And so I won't be doing basketball, obviously, but I'll still be practicing all year round and doing football games just like I did here.
Yeah, that's so cool. So football versus basketball, which is better to dance for? It's a tough one.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but personally, I love dancing for football games.
Yeah.
It's just so much bigger. I'm a football girl, so I've always loved football.
These Broncos where you should be then.
Yeah. I mean, I love basketball. The basketball games are so awesome, and when it's packed in Moby, it's unreal, but definitely football, I think.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So have you always been a Broncos fan?
Yes, ma'am. So I've always been a Broncos fan and a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh,
so
all right.
I'm very happy to be on the
Very
Broncos.
cool. That's so exciting. So how did you hear about this opportunity? I mean, what were tryouts like?
So I've just always known about it just because in the dance world, if you kind of want to go that route, you know that it's coming up.
Right.
But the process was a lot more than I was expecting. It's a week-long audition. It starts on a Sunday. You have your prelims and your semifinals. And then if you make it to finals, you have a football test and an interview.
Wow.
And you learn all kinds of dances. And then you perform that next following Sunday.
Okay.
So it's a full 7 days. It was a lot to handle, but it was such a good experience.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So a test. Wow. How do you prepare for this kind of thing?
Well, my mom and I made note cards.
Yeah, very cool.
It was like an exam you would have in college. Multiple choice, true or false, fill in the blanks.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously your mom was there to help you,
Yes.
help support you, and who else was there to kind of support you along the audition process?
I would say everyone. I was really surprised by the support I got from people that I didn't even realize would even know about it because it was pretty in the media. They did voting and stuff online. Right. So when people found out that I was trying out, everyone supported me. Yeah. But definitely my mom and dad and my brother were my main people because when I was like grumpy and tired and really frustrated, they were just there to back me up. So. Right.
And I'm sure those hours were just grueling.
Yes.
So what was it? You said 7 days, right?
Yeah.
So what were the hours like?
So it was on Tuesdays and Thursday, we had like 5-hour days because you had your dancing and the interviews and stuff. And then on Sunday, it was just almost that entire day. And the following Sunday, almost that entire day. But it was just 1 week.
Right.
And now it's over with, so.
And now you made it, and it's just the most rewarding thing ever.
Yes.
And speaking of rewards, I mean, you're not to be all girly, but you burned a lot of calories. How are you going to reward yourself?
Yes. Well, I've already rewarded myself by having McDonald's every day and Dairy Queen and
that's
anything you could think of. Yes. Everything's my guilty pleasure. Anything that's bad for you.
That's awesome. Yeah. There you go. I like it. I do those things, and I'm not burning lots of calories dancing, I can tell you that much. No, during your dance career, what kind of milestones are you kind of hoping to reach?
I guess, honestly, this was a huge milestone for me.
Definitely.
It's just such an incredible program and kind of the top that you can go with it. I'm not looking to do anything past this. I want to, if I'm blessed enough to have the opportunity to keep doing this team, I would love to do it for as long as I can.
Definitely.
This would be the milestone for me, I would say.
That's so crazy. So this is just an amazing opportunity. And to have you on campus, it's a pleasure for us, a new star.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Katie, so much for joining us on this show. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Well, Rams, it takes some courage to get up in front of a crowd and perform like a cheerleader. But you can imagine doing a similar thing while riding a horse? Stay tuned after the break to hear about a CSU student who holds the reins that entire situation. Coming up next.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, CSU. Tonight on CTV Talks, we're talking to some students who are also exceptional athletes. And joining us next is no different. Welcome Kareem Rosser from the CSU polo team. Kareem, thank you so much for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So polo is such an interesting sport, and it's really unique, especially out here. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I know. CSU Polo Club has been around for a very long time. I transferred from a school in upstate New York and decided to join a polo team here at CSU. Not too many people here at CSU know we have a polo team.
Right.
We actually have a very good polo team. The program has been very good for the last several years. But yeah, we start in October and normally in around April, depending on how far we go in the playoffs.
Very cool. So for those of us who are a little bit more unfamiliar maybe with the sport, can you tell us kind of what it entails?
Well, there are sort of two different forms of polo. You have your grass polo, which is a traditional polo that most people know of. And then you also have the arena polo, which most collegiate schools compete inside during the winter months through October and into the spring. It's in the arena, it's three versus three, and then you have 12 horses that are used for the game, and each horse will play twice. And then the object of the game is to score goals. And you have your three positions. You have your number one, your two, and your three. And your number one position is more of your forward attack position, and your two is more of your midfielder that plays defense and offense. And then your three is more of a defensive-minded player. All right. And then you have your four quarters, but we call them chukkers. Each chukker is 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And it's a contact sport.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and you have to play with your right hand also. So if you're left-handed, you're kind of screwed.
Contact sport. So you're like pushing people off their horse, or what's going on there?
Yeah, it's you're able to bump each other, sort of, you know, but you have to do it a certain way and legally. But you can go as fast as you want, and you can sort of knock the other player to the side.
Interesting.
So you have horses that are just kind of like.
Yeah, how do the horses feel about that?
Some horses they're really into it, you know. They have their ears pinned back and they're super aggressive and they're dropping their shoulders and pushing the other horses to the side.
Cool. And actually, I heard polo is kind of surprisingly dangerous.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of people say it's like just as bad as NASCAR, if not even more dangerous, because you know you have accidents all the time. You have horses falling, and then when a horse falls on a 150-pound person and the horse weighs about 1,500 pounds itself, it can be a
little bit of a
it's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, just
and
a little bit.
The person gets crushed, and then but yeah, I mean it's just having a horse that big and going that fast, you know, makes it really dangerous.
Definitely, that's crazy. And so you said you began playing in upstate New York. How did you get into this sport?
Well, I'm from Philadelphia, and I actually started riding in Philadelphia. I started in a nonprofit program that sort of reaches out to inner city kids in Philadelphia. Cool. And that's where I began riding. And then fortunately, there was a polo program that was just started, and I began there, and I started riding, I guess, when I was 8 and started playing about 9.5, 10. Nice.
So you've been playing for such a long time, but being that this is more of a fall sport, how crucial is training during the spring?
I mean, it's very crucial. It's important to always be able to have a mount and go out and ride. You know, any sport or any, you know, hobby or whatever you do, you try to practice as often as you can. And,
right.
you know, if it's basketball, you want to go in the gym and get as many shots as you can. And
yeah.
for polo, you know, you want to get on as many horses as you can and go out and take your mallet and swing it in practice, because you just, you know, you lose it as you stop. But if you stay on top of it, you're slowly improving. So whenever I'm not at CSU or I'm away for the summer, I'm also playing, just trying to keep my game up so I can improve and just get better.
Right, and you're talking about going out and riding all these different horses. So do you stick with one horse? Like, is that your kind of buggy all around, or do you switch it up?
I probably ride close to 100+ horses a year, if not
really?
more, depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So no, I'm always on a different horse, and that's why it's important to be able to ride, because not every horse is the same.
Right.
I mean, riding a polo pony, you train them all the same, and you know, all the commands are the same or whatever, but still each horse there has their own problems, and so you're always trying to like you want to be able to fix those problems and adjust if you need to, depending on the horse that you're on.
Cool. Well, Kareem, thank you so much for giving us some insight on this really unique sport. We appreciate you being here.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course. And although polo season is over for men's varsity team, the horses and the players will be able to enjoy the nice weather that'll be coming our way. So stay tuned after the break for your weather updates from Austin Harley right after this.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Hey there, Fort Collins. I'm weathercaster Austin Harley, and it was a fairly cloudy today, as you can see on this graphic. I pulled this from a webcam about 3 o'clock this afternoon at the Atmospheric Sciences building for CSU. Cloudy skies, and those winds certainly picked up this afternoon. Tomorrow's going to be a different story. Right now, though, 45 degrees, cloudy, and those winds that we had today still haven't died down. Holding steady right now, northeast at 11 miles per hour. That has our wind chill feeling about like 40. Tonight, we'll have experiencing some snow, but not in our region. Look at this. We have winter weather advisories down here for Colorado Springs and Pueblo. A couple of days ago, we were expecting this up here in Fort Collins. However, models just a few days ago pushed it to the south, and now we'll be dry this evening. No snow here. 33, though, in Fort Collins and 35 in Denver. Low this evening is 34 in Grand Junction. Tomorrow, very warm, a lot better than today. Those winds will die down, those clouds will burn off. 63 here in Fort Collins, out on the Eastern Plains, 53 in Burlington, and over here in Grand Junction, 68, nearly 70 degrees tomorrow for Grand Junction. This time of the year, we'll certainly be heading out for Easter over the weekend, and with spring upon us, look at all this moisture across the nation. If you're headed south or north on Friday for a weekend getaway, watch out for those rains, west as well. Northeast and southern portions of the United States, Miami or New York, both of those could be seeing some severe thunderstorms or heavy rains on Friday, so watch out for that. Speaking of the rain, today is Turn Around, Don't Drown Reminder Week. You can see from the National Weather Service, it reminds us that if there's water, turn around, don't drown. And here is your 7-day forecast. Going to be beautiful the next few days. We kicked those cold temperatures out today. And I'm pretty excited for the weekend, actually. Take a look at this. 76 and sunny on Friday, and guess what? Our first thunderstorm on Saturday. Sunday, we'll see, again, some afternoon showers, but nothing too crazy at all. Probably just some sprinkles. And cloudy on Monday, but still very warm with a high near 73.
Jacky Wilson.
And I'm Austin Harley. This has been CTV Talks. Have a good night.